I'm Daniel, the past life regressionist, and it's time to begin.
Lift off and the clock has started.
3, 2, 1. This is Timeless Spirituality. Enjoy Eternity Time.
Hey everyone, welcome back to Timeless Spirituality. Just want to remind you guys that I do have a discount going for the rest of the summer. If you want to use the code SUMMER20 when you book through my website, go ahead and use that through September 20th. So yeah, if you book before September 20th, 2025, then yeah, you get 20% off the session. So go ahead and book so you can do some time traveling with me. So for this week's episode, I'm airing another one from the Past Life Talk series from back in mid-2021. And I liked this conversation. I thought it was a really good conversation, but I do want to clarify that I have evolved in my viewpoint when it comes to age and being a spiritual practitioner. I think there will always be an exception to the rule, but I think it's really important to have some life experience underneath your belt if you're going to be leading people on a spiritual experience and helping them find clarity in their lives. Now, it doesn't mean that you can't learn these modalities. I think that there's nothing wrong with that, but I think that there is something to be said about age and wisdom. So my viewpoint has shifted on that a bit. But like I said, there's always an exception to the rule. So with all that said, if you would like to book a regression with me to discover who, when, and where you have been throughout time, you can go ahead and reach me on Instagram at The Past Life Regressionist, or you can book through my website at thepastliferegressionist.com. And now, it's time to begin.
Thank you so much for being here. I see you over there. How you doing? Thank you so much for being here today. Yes. Maybe I should have let that run its course. Anyways, thank you for being here today. It is episode number 19 of Past Life Talk, and I am Daniel, a past life regressionist. And today I am super excited to have my friend Asia on, who is a fellow QHHT practitioner. So let's bring her up. Here we go.
Hey.
Asia, how are you doing?
Good. How are you, Daniel?
I'm so excited right now. Everyone, this is Asia. Asia, this is everyone. And
Thank you.
at some point, I'm going to get a sound guy who's going to do that for me. So I'll just, yeah. Anyways, so Asia, thank you for being here. You want to tell everyone a little bit about yourself?
Yeah, so thanks for having me. I'm super excited to be on the show. I've always admired your show, so really excited to be a part of it now and experience that. But I'll give you a bit about me. I'm currently a level 2 QHHT practitioner. So I do sessions one-on-one with people. I'm sure if you're familiar with Daniel, you know QHHT. Me and him are on the same page with that. But yeah. Thank you. I've been doing that for a few months now. It's coming up close to a year here in October. But it's kind of been a really life-changing experience stepping into this QHHT and just this whole spirituality and the spiritual community. I was definitely a little bit lost in my life, and spirituality kind of saved me, brought me back, and helped me to really open up to who I truly am. And that's been an ongoing experience that's just been so amazing to be on.
Thank you so much for sharing.
Yeah.
Well, so for everyone out there, why am I having another practitioner on? Well, am I going to lose business from this? Maybe, but it's okay. You know, what goes around comes around. Yeah, I probably should have thought that one out first. I mean, not the, yeah, what I was going to say. Anyways, so why I wanted to have Asia on today is because, well, as you can see, I'm twice as old as Asia. And I think it's amazing that she is embarking on this journey at such a young age, because what I encounter so frequently with just some of my clients and people in general who are, let's just say, younger than 30, they say, well, I'm too young. No one is going to take me seriously if I'm doing this. And age ain't nothing but a number. So I have such an admiration for Asia starting so young on her journey. And still, if you watch her videos, you'll see she may be young, but she has the wisdom of like a 5,000-year-old. So age doesn't matter. So
Yeah.
I wanted to have Asia on because I think you, like I said, you're not only an inspiration to me, but I think that you're going to be an inspiration for many young people out there. So let's talk about that, going for it at such a young age.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, well, something that's been kind of reoccurring for my whole life is I've always been very courageous and always up for a challenge. So that's just been part of my nature. And I think maybe that comes from past lives and past experiences. But yeah, just every time I would be faced with a challenge, whether that was school, whether that was learning how to do a certain thing at a job or just under pressure, I've always been just ready to step up to the challenge and take it on stride. And coming into spirituality and all this stuff and challenging myself to really open up about who I am and what I like, and just stepping into my authentic nature more, that's been like the biggest step, the biggest challenge on my journey. But of course, with that courageous nature, I was just ready to do it. So yeah, like growing up in like all throughout high school, I was like an A student. I was always striving for excellence. Like I had top grades. That was kind of my identity in school, was just being at the top of the class. And that served me well for some time. I got praise from family, from friends, like, oh, you're doing so well, good job, you're gonna have such a great life. But there's a deep feeling inside that's like, something's not right here, something's not sitting right. So right as high school was starting to end, I was enrolled for university, ready to go into, I think, biochemistry. I was going to do a degree in science for biochemistry, but right before I signed up for my classes, I pulled out. I was like, nope, this is not right. Something's not right here. And kind of just was floating for a little bit. I guess, yeah, just floating around in my life. Like, I don't know what I'm doing. I don't know what I'm going to do, but I was just kind of waiting for that thing to bring me in, that thing to resonate with me. Although I didn't know it at the time, I really just felt like I was going nowhere. But yeah, a few months went by. I was kind of working after school. I was working with kids in after school programs, and also at a retirement home. So I was always helping people. That is a thing that's been kind of reoccurring in my life. I've always been really strong support for people and really deeply cared about people and their well-being. And my life, I've always known that I'm going to go in that direction. Wherever I'm helping someone, that's where I'm going to go. Yeah, I mentioned I was going to go into university there, but I originally wanted to do psychology. That's what my plan was. I'm going to do psychology, become a psychologist, and work with people there. But biochemistry somehow came into the picture. Things get messed up. I don't know what happened. But yeah, so I was working after I got out of school, and it was around October 2020. So just kind of recently that I was reintroduced to Dolores Cannon. I knew of her from my mom. She was into Dolores Cannon quite a bit. She was kind of the catalyst for waking my mom up on her journey. So I knew of Dolores Cannon, but never really was interested in her until October, when my partner started to get into Dolores Cannon. And so I saw my mom and my partner both in Dolores Cannon and was like, okay, there's got to be something with this girl or this woman. Like, what's this all about? So I read her book, The 3 Ways of Volunteers and The New Earth, and was just mind blown. Whole life flipped upside down. The whole book just totally resonated with me. And right away I was like, okay, I gotta have a session. I gotta do QE. I need to have a session on myself. I want to have this experience. And things just kind of changed. I ended up, my partner was saying, well, why don't you just learn how to do QHHT? Why don't you try that out? And I had money saved, so I was like, why not? I don't see why not. And it was like, that was probably the biggest leap of faith in my life, because I had 2 jobs at the time, really had no direction, had no idea what was going on. But as soon as I saw, oh, QHHT, I could actually do that. I just took the money, bought the course, like, okay, I'm just going to jump right in and see what happens. And it was definitely scary at first. For the first few months, I was questioning a lot, like, am I doing the right thing? Is this what I should be doing? And just asking for like a sign from the universe, like, give me a sign if I'm on the right track. What is this, what I'm supposed to be doing? And I think it was near the end of 2020, like in December, where I asked, can I have a sign to have some reassurance that I'm supposed to be doing this? And the craziest thing happened. I was watching a YouTube video, and an ad came on before the YouTube video came on, and the ad said, become a hypnotherapist now. You change your life, become a full-time hypnotherapist. And I was like, well, that's a synchronicity if I've ever seen one. And from there, I've just been totally committed on the QHHT journey and just growing and evolving with it. That's one thing I love, and I'm sure you can relate to that too, Daniel, is just the practitioner learns just as much from the sessions as the client does. I've been just blown away, my whole mind, and it's concepts, because, I came from very into the sciencey and mathy sort of stuff. So very logical brain. And then just having all this stuff coming through in these sessions, just being like, wow, I didn't even know this life was like this. And yeah, it's just been a remarkable journey so far.
Thank you for sharing. And just, I want to make one clarification. I don't know about for you, but for me, I'm not a hypnotherapist. So like, as a past life regression practitioner, I mean, there are hypnotherapists out there who are QHHT practitioners as well, but I'm not. So I didn't want to give anyone that impression that I'm a hypnotherapist, because I'm just a past life regressionist and quantum healer, whatever you want to call us. But yeah, I'm not a hypnotherapist. So
yeah, just a mix up of terms there, but it's the same sort of idea where you're using hypnosis to help your clients. And there is hypnotherapist, past life regressionist, whatever sort of term we call ourselves, it's all centered around, helping people and helping to heal them, or not healing them, helping them to heal their self through connecting them to their true self, their higher self, and getting any information they need to help them realize that.
It all crisscross and overlaps and weaves and blah blah blah. Yeah. So anyways, let's get into the really cool stuff now, because for anyone joining us right now, the reason I want to have Asia on today is because she is by far the youngest practitioner I've ever met for QHHT and past life regression. I just think it is so cool, and I admire it so much. And I want other people who are on the younger side to know that it's okay to go for it, and that you can find success with it, and that it can be life-changing for you as a practitioner. So go for it.
Yeah.
So now we're going to talk about the cool stuff, being on the other side of it and what we get to see as practitioners. So I'm just going to jump in really quick and say I had a session yesterday where, there were things that came in, and at the end of it, like when I brought my client back, he says to me oh, that was, I felt this, blah, blah, blah. They identify themselves as a collective of blue people. They said to call them the Blue Man Group. And I said, hey, no, there's already a group like that. We got to call you something else. They're like, okay, the Blue Man Group Collective. Anyways, why I'm saying this is because, at the end of it, I said, it's just another Tuesday. This is just, it was Thursday yesterday. But it's just what happens.
Yeah.
Alien collectives come in and speak through people. And just the coolest shit happens.
Mm-hmm.
So let's talk about it. What's something really cool that's happened for you recently in the session?
Yeah. Well, I like what you said there. It's totally, one thing that's so awesome about these sessions is every single session is totally different. You can never expect what's going to come through, and it just keeps us on the edge of our seat for what's going to happen next, and keeps this field just so exciting. But I've had that same sort of thing. I think my very first session that I ever hosted for someone, we dove right in. She went right to source and was talking about just this profound information that, for me, as in my very first session, I was like, wow, okay, let's try and get through this. But it was really good for me to really get a taste for what I can do as far as moving through questions and moving through a session in the beginning there. But since then, it seems like every single session's been create this wow, this amazing experience. And there's been tons of past lives from outside of Earth, but also on Earth, and just kind of I know Dolores Cannon, she calls them digging potatoes lives. There's been a few of those, if you aren't familiar with Dolores Cannon, that's kind of just she calls them the basic lives, where you just kind of have a family or something, and you work, and then you have a relationship, and then you die or you have kids, and then you die. So just kind of like a basic sort of life. That's what she calls them. But a whole variety of different experiences. I think my most interesting sessions have come from, I've done a few sessions with people who are psychic, and it seems that these individuals that have done those sessions with have had really profound and just mind-blowing experiences. One of them, she was a part of the Council of Nine, and was talking about how she was protecting the earth, and she was taking care of all these different aspects of Earth to make sure that it's all in order and everything's aligned and where it needs to be. And that was also kind of in the beginning, so that was pretty interesting to go through. But anything and everything you can possibly imagine, it can be explained or discovered or explored in these sessions. So it's just an amazing experience to have, for sure.
I don't know about for you, but for me, I've been doing this since 2016. And also, I want to preface something to you first. There's something I don't tell people ahead of time when it comes to the higher self, because there's a key indication for us if someone's there. So, I'm just winking at you for there's one part, the indication that I'll give right now of, you'll know what I'm talking about. But there's still one part when it happens, because at the end of the session, we get to the higher self. We bring the higher self forward to speak, because our clients come in with questions, and then the higher self answers it for them. And still, every time when I do a session, and that key indication is there because of just the way that the higher self presents itself. And of course, the client's eyes is closed, and I just go like this. Yes, got it. like, yeah, got it, yeah, it came through,
Mm-hmm.
yes. So,
Mm-hmm.
like, how does it feel for you when the higher self comes through? Like, do you get that same excitement? Because that's
Yeah.
Phil, I get such a thrill from that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I find it, I love how Dolores describes it. She describes talking to the higher self as like talking to an old friend, like someone that
Mhm.
she's known for so long. And I love that description. I feel I resonate with that the most. Just sitting there and chatting with someone you feel like you've known forever, and just having a really nice and balanced conversation with the higher self. And because the higher self is totally open, and a lot of people in our world, they're a little scared, they don't want to open up totally, they're a little afraid to be vulnerable, but the higher self doesn't even know what that means. So it's just totally open, and it will be straight up with you, tell you what you need to know. And that kind of transparency and honesty is just so refreshing, and it makes the conversation so lively. So yeah, I just love talking to the higher self.
Yeah, like even for what I was talking about for yesterday, like what was it my client said to me after? He's like, you're talking to them like you know them. I'm like, yeah, I was talking the other day too.
Yeah, yeah,
He's like, you're
exactly.
joking around with them. You're saying like, how do I cite you? I'm like, yeah, it's like talking to an old friend. You're just continuing the conversation from the last time you spoke with them.
Yeah.
And like they joke around too, which is great. Like it's so much fun to crack jokes with them. Just, oh yeah, blah, 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 blah. And yeah, like
yeah, because they don't take anything seriously. They're just like, oh yeah, everything's just totally chill, and it really is. So yeah, like so lighthearted and just totally joyous, and that liveliness, like I said, the higher self just has all of that, and it's awesome.
yeah, I think you were saying also they present it how it is. So even like with my clients, when they're off track, I guess we could say, like the higher self be like, man, they got to chill out, or like they got to take a step back, like they got to calm down.
Yeah.
Or when they're on track, like, oh, they're doing great.
Yeah.
It's never like they're being reprimanded. It's never like this. I think this idea that some people think like if you do misdeeds or take missteps that you're going to be struck down by a bolt of lightning from this higher thing, whatever it may be. It's like, no, they're like, hey, it's a lesson. Like, we don't hate you for it. We love you no matter what. So yeah, in a loving way, we're going to say, hey, chill out.
Yeah.
And although I have had a couple that have come through kind of grumpy, but not in a very angry way. It's just been like, we're tired of him, like you're heard making these mistakes all the time. Like, we need them to be on track.
Yeah. And it's always whatever the client needs to hear too. So if that client is really having like not listening to their intuition, they're not listening to any of the messages, then the higher self might come through and be a little bit like, hey, you need to listen. And so it kind of varies between person to person depending on how they're going about their life. But it's always what the person needs, and that's a really amazing thing too about connecting to your higher self is you will always get what you need. You'll get the clarity or reassurance or just that realignment on where you need to be. You will get that from your higher self because it always knows what you need. So it's like if you're going to have a session, you are bound to have some benefit. Like there's going to be something you can get from it because it's always being guided. The whole session is guided by the higher self. And so whatever needs to come through, you're going to get it. And it's a lot of times for people life-changing. So yeah, it's amazing.
So before we go on, I just kind of want to throw out there to everyone else watching right now. Again, the reason I wanted to have Asia on is because she's on the younger side as a practitioner, and I just have such an admiration for her going for it. So for everyone watching, do you see how excited she is about this? Do you see how amazing this is and that it could be you too? Like, age ain't nothing but a number. Go for it. Have this much fun. Like, it is amazing. to be sitting like on the other side of it. So go for it. This is how much fun you could be having. You could be talking to higher selves and having alien life experiences coming through, and people bawling their eyes out in front of you in a very cathartic way. Go for it.
Yeah.
Go for it. Go for it. Go for it. Anyone who tells you can't go for it, they're full of shit. Go for it.
Yeah.
Here's your prime example of going for it.
Yeah.
Wait, we got, you know what? Hold on a second. Not only going to give you the clap, I'm giving you stadium applause right now.
Oh my gosh.
This is for Asia right now.
Thank you. Yeah. Yes. I think a lot of us, like if you're on the younger side and you may have been contemplating it, or you know someone who's on the younger side who you think could be really into this stuff, I think what kind of holds them back is like, well, one, just worrying if they're gonna make it. Like, am I gonna be able to do this? Am I gonna fail and crash and burn? And you know, that's kind of what I mentioned earlier, talking about the courage and like, you know, when you have courage and face any fear or anything you're afraid of, it's always going to work out. Like even if you fail and you make a mistake, you're going to learn something from it. So if you're feeling like you're afraid that it's not going to work out, just take a step into it. You have no idea how it can turn out. And usually the best things in life come, like, you will be afraid of the best things in life. So like if there's an amazing opportunity, you might be worried about doing it, but that's the best time for you to step into it. You have the greatest opportunity when you have the most fear in front of something. So yeah, I wanted to say that as a message to anyone. If you're considering it and you're a little bit on the younger side or know someone. There was another point I wanted to say about that, but I think I lost it. If it comes back, I'll mention it. But for now, yeah.
Thank you for sharing that. And yeah, again, here's your prime example. Go for it, people. It doesn't matter how old you are. I mean, look, maybe if you're 7 years old, maybe it's not the best thing for you to do. Maybe you need to be playing in the sandbox for a little while longer. But like, I mean, anything older than, say 18, I guess.
18, yeah.
Go for it. You know, and just go for it. It's okay. And the world needs more practitioners. Straight up. So go for it. There will be business out there for you as well. Like, just like Asia said, you're not going to fail. You're going to learn every step along the way, because you're going to be learning about yourself too, even just through that experience and through failure, whatever that may be. It's not failure. It's just lessons. It's just life experience. So, and look, if you try it from 18 to 20 and you're like, I want to go travel the world for a year, then go travel the world for a year and pick it up again at 21. Yeah. Like, it's always there for you. Yeah. So if you have that drive and that urge to do it, go for it. Age ain't nothing but a number. Yeah. Go for it.
Yeah, you have no idea how long your soul has been living lives. Like, one thing that's come through to me is I've had trillions of lives. That's what has come through for me, which makes a lot of sense, because a lot of the stuff I've learned along my own journey, it's seemed to just be like a remembering instantly, like, oh yes, that's it. Oh yes, that's it. And it's because like you've got that background of all these past experiences, past lives, on and on and on and on, that you have these knowledge, you've learned these lessons before. So when you come to learn them now, it's like instantaneous. So yeah, like Daniel said, age does not matter at all. You can always, and what he said too, you can change your path if it ends up not resonating with you in a few years down the road. Like, if you are young, you have that life ahead of you. So don't be afraid to make your life what you want it to be. You know, that's kind of what made me not go into university after school, was it just that feeling of like, it didn't sit with me. made me, I could not live with that feeling. I needed to have that feeling like I'm living the life I want to live and I'm happy in my life. And since I wasn't feeling that it really propelled me forward into pursuing this spirituality and jumping into it, because I saw something, or maybe my higher self knew I needed to go there and put me into there. And yeah.
So we have a question there. Do you want to go ahead and answer it?
Yeah, I was just checking it out. Do you need to have visual imagery in order to be regressed? I have a Fantasia and I'm worried it wouldn't work because of my lack of being able to visualize. Okay, so you don't need, like, everybody has a sort of visual, I guess I shouldn't use the word visual, because of the nature of what we're doing, exploring past lives and all this matter, you have that experience in your soul kind of imprint to go back to in when you're in your session. So like Dolores did a few sessions with people that were blind, they couldn't see at all, and they were able to be regressed and use visualization, because the visualization is not about the actual visual, it's about the inner eye, the third eye, or your mind's eye. So if it's that imagination, that sort of visual that we're talking about in these sessions. So you don't need to have the ability to like visualize in that way. You already have that ability, and it's just you might get confused with the labels because we say visual, we say seeing, but it's more imagination, mind's eye sort of thing.
Yeah, it can come as a knowing. Or, I mean, one of the things I always tell people beforehand is, look, whatever you're expecting, it's not going to be what you're expecting. And what I also mean by that is however you feel that you're going to receive the information, it's probably not going to be that way. So sometimes, it just comes from a knowing. Sometimes it can even just come from fleeting visuals or colors, or even blobs of colors. And that delivers the message to you for you to know. So it's like, it doesn't need to be like a movie that you're watching. You're in a heightened state of awareness, and you're just more receptive to receiving the information there. So yeah, I mean, I have people who are like, I don't see anything, but I'm getting this message. I'm like, well, keep going. Just let it play out. Like, you're going to receive exactly what you need. So the answer is no. I mean, you don't need to be able to visualize, because just like Asia was saying, we don't always visualize with the eyes. It's just how we receive.
Yeah, and that's kind of how my experience was too with my first session I had. I was expecting it to be a visual sort of thing. I'd see it and it'd be right in front of me, just like I'm looking around in this room. And it was totally not like that. It was a lot just like, I couldn't see it, but it was like you mentioned, a knowing and a feeling. It's a lot, it's in that area that, and it might start to be more vivid and more visual the deeper you get into it. But at first it kind of starts as a knowing, or a feeling, like I feel like this is there, I feel like that is near, or something of that sort. So you don't need to be able to visualize. You're good. You can have a session.
So a lot of times, when people ask me about sessions, they just like, oh my God, like, what's the craziest thing? Blah, blah, blah. Okay, I probably shouldn't say blah, blah, blah. Anyways. But to me, my favorite sessions are always the ones with heart. It's the ones where there's just something that's so heartfelt. Yeah, I love when aliens come through. I love when people go to ancient Egypt. I love when they're visiting lost lands or other dimensions. But to me, it's the ones with heart that really, they're the essence and the core of everything. I mean, that's why we're here. We're here to be loved. So, Asia, my question for you is, what's the most heartfelt session that you've had so far?
That is a good question. Probably the few sessions I've had where the clients have reconnected with their loved ones that have passed. And I've had one session with a woman where the person came through her, like it was almost like she was channeled through, and the client was able to like really have a conversation again with their loved one. And I think it was her friend and also her I think her friend and her mother, or something of some point, is their loved one. But you know, seeing that connection, like we feel so much grief after we lose someone, and seeing that reconnection is like really, really touching. And there's, yeah, it's like, it's not something you can explain. It's really just when you have a touching experience like that, it's just, it kind of takes you back for a second and makes you say, wow, okay, and really appreciate life. So yeah, that's probably one of the ones that has really touched me.
Any other really cool ones for you?
Well, I kind of had, my most recent regression that I had on myself was kind of interesting. I got to experience coming into this incarnation and making the plan, and all the way through to coming in through the womb and being born. That was a really interesting experience. Because you hear about that talked about, that is something you can experience in these sessions, but really experiencing it was like a totally different thing. It was like we sat at the council, this table with all these different beings, you know, and they're just kind of discussing with you what you're going to do in your life. And they were kind of showing me like, oh yeah, you can handle this and you can do this. And showing me like potential families to come into. And I got to experience like, oh yes, I like that family, which is my family now. I got to experience choosing them. And like just looking at your life from that outside, that soul perspective, it's a really crazy experience. And going into the womb too, just feeling like, whoa, this is a weird space, this is so new. And I guess I should mention this, it has come through that this is my first time on earth. So yeah, all the sensations are very new. And I remember being able to feel the same things my mom was feeling while I was in her womb. And like her emotions, I would feel them, and I could feel the energies around. I was like very sensitive to those energies, and because we're so connected when we're in our mother's womb. But yeah, like these sessions, we could talk for like about so many different experiences in these sessions, but really the amazing part is when you actually experience them. So like I would say, if you're watching this and you've been considering a session, or like you're on the you're just like waiting for that last little push to jump into a session, I'd say do it, jump into it, because the experience is like just amazing. It's totally unique to you. Like you won't have an experience like that anywhere else. So like if you like these stories and you like hearing about this and you're wondering, should I do it? Do it. Daniel is a wonderful practitioner. And yeah.
Wait. Well, I'm going to stop you right there really quick. But thank you. Anyone who's watching right now, if Asia resonates with you, go for it with Asia. Straight up. If she's speaking to you right now, she's your practitioner. She's your person. Go for it with Asia.
Who's it gonna be? No,
But
yeah.
sorry to cut you off there. Again, I just want to reiterate, if she's resonating with you, go for it. Age ain't nothing but a number. Like,
Yeah.
do you hear her? Did she sound you like an 18-year-old? Like, come on. Like, when I was 18, I'd be sitting there like, well, you know, the Dodgers and Smallville and
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
age ain't nothing but a number.
for sure. Yeah, it's funny. I oftentimes totally forget how young I am, and I'll just be living my life, and then I just kind of realize, whoa, like I don't have a lot of experience behind me. And I think, like, if I were to say that's one thing that might be like a downside of being so young into this, is like I have all this knowledge, but the experience to back it is kind of trying to catch up to that. But like, that's totally fine. Like, that's my journey right now, is the experience being connected to that knowledge. And it makes it that much more exciting too, because I'm like, oh wow, that's how that connects to that. And that's not limited to if you're young. Like, that sort of thing, gaining knowledge and then having the experience, happens for everyone at any time. It's just, that's been really big for me, because I am kind of new to life and the experiences of it. So, yeah.
So there's a question here from Inga, and I want to go ahead and take it first, and then I want to pass it off to you. So her question is, first life as a human or brand new soul? If so, what was the experience of becoming a new soul? So what I want to just touch on first is that Dolores Cannon has a concept that's been presented. It's called imprints, where there are souls from elsewhere who have come to Earth to help it. Let's just say to help it. And what the imprints are used for is experience, because the theory is that if you came to Earth without any past experience, because like we both live in major cities, or at least in metropolitan areas, right? Like you're in Edmonton.
Yeah.
So like a soul who's like a new soul would kind of just be living life maybe as an indigenous tribes person or something like that, where it's just very basic, or something where they don't need to worry about taxes and just stuff like that, because it's just purely about survival. But as you kind of get more experience underneath your belt, then you take on more stress and things of that nature. So there's this concept that these souls that come from elsewhere, they take from, let's just say, a collective consciousness or the Akashic records, experiences of different souls, and imprint them onto their essence so they can draw upon that to then not be lost. But what I wanted to jump in with is, for me, that concept was very detrimental to me as an individual, because when I learned about it, I was just coming around to all of this, and I felt so different just from everyone because of the way I thought, the way I perceived things, that the only thing that logically explained why I felt different was that I was from elsewhere. But it brought me peace for about 5 seconds, because then what it did was it made me feel more alone than ever, because I walked around saying, I'm all alone. All these people here who have incarnated with each other before, like, they may not know it, but they've been together, and I'm here all alone. And then came the level of purpose. It was like, okay, well, if I came here, then I must be here to do something. And I neglected my human life. It became a matter of, oh, I'm not here for love. That's just going to detract me from my purpose. And it was very detrimental to me. Now, that's just me. So and that's not to take away from your experience at all, because I believe that it's definitely a possibility. And also, again, you've got wisdom behind you. Like, there's no doubt about that. Whether or not that wisdom comes from many lives on Earth and drawing from imprints, or it being your first time here and just the wisdom of the universe, you have wisdom, just straight up. So I also feel that I don't want to make an overgeneralization, but you come off as someone who is more in touch. So it feels like you are exploring these deeper aspects of yourself and doing the work. So it's not a means of spiritual bypassing like I used it for, because that's all it was to me, was spiritual bypassing. It was me saying, I don't need to think about everything that came before this and everything that I've gone through in my life, because it made me who I am and I'm here for purpose. So I don't need to look at the painful stuff because you can't say that was me doing my Superman pose, but that's what I used it for. Again, that experience is specific to me. And I've encountered other people like that, who it's very apparent that they were going along the same lines as I was. But I don't get that feeling from you. And still, the reason I want to say this is because, again, it's not to take away from your experience whatsoever. It's because when I started getting involved in all this, there were so many people out there spewing so much bullshit that I got wrapped up in it. And a lot of them were spiritual bypassers themselves. And so they were taking people with them. So I always feel the urge when these things come up, like if we're going to explore them, then it's like, I've got to be real. And just because it resonates, it doesn't mean it's real. Like I've mentioned on here before, the greatest lesson I ever learned was from my astrology teacher, Jim Scher. He taught me the difference between believing and knowing, where me having this idea that I was a starseed imprint was a belief. It wasn't a knowing. And here's the other thing. I've come to understand that I've been on Earth for a very long time, but I also can't prove it. I can't prove that all the exploration that I've been doing in my past lives are not just imprints, and that I'm here for a greater lesson on Earth to go through that experience and to draw upon it. So even though I believe that I've been here for a very long time, I may have had it right at the beginning, that I was just a soul from elsewhere who is on Earth for the first time and drawing upon it. But it, to me, it doesn't matter. I guess that's really what I want to buckle down on, is it doesn't matter, because we're here in human form first and foremost.
Yeah.
And what I find beautiful about your story is, let's just say that it's right. I'm just going to go with it, that you are 100% right now. How beautiful is it that you're a soul that came from elsewhere and is now living this human experience and is here to teach humanity whatever the hell it is you're supposed to be teaching them? Like, how fucking beautiful is that? Sorry, excuse my French, but you're not in French Canada, right? Yeah, Edmonton. Okay, yeah. It's a bad joke. So, like,
No, it's fine.
like,
my dad makes it all the time. He's French, so I totally get it.
just, like rolling with that, like how beautiful is that? So, I mean, what comes up for you with all of that? With everything I said, what are your thoughts on it?
Yeah. Well, first, thanks for sharing that. That's something that we really need to show and make aware to people. Like, I see that a lot. Like, people are chasing these things in spirituality, looking for their purpose and something to latch on to, and forgetting about what's important, and like just focusing on where they are now, and like their self and how they're doing in their life. That is what is most important. So you bring up like a very relevant topic, and I'm glad you're bringing it up. For me, it was I kind of had like a similar bit of an experience where like I just felt like and I had all these people kind of telling me, wow, it's so amazing that you're so young and getting into this, and like I totally appreciate it, but to me it's like I feel like there's so much to learn. Like I don't take any well, like I'm appreciative, but I don't take it to like define me, I guess. Like I see myself in such a bigger way now that I've been exploring who I am, that now it's like,
oh, trust me, there's no way in hell I would have given you a platform if I thought that you were that person at all. So so sorry I cut you off there. I'm sorry about that.
That's okay.
That's me giving you kudos.
There we go. I just cut out for a sec. Sorry. But yeah.
So like you're saying about not taking it, not letting it get to your head. I think that's what you were going for, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Like, and that's kind of what the spiritual bypassing I see a lot of. Like, we learn there's so many different concepts and ideas and things to explore in the spiritual community, but like it's so easy to get lost in that just endless ocean of knowledge. And I was kind of lost in there for a little bit. So I was just had all these concepts and was just so confused. Like there was an inner confusion. Like I know all these things, but what is everything? Like there's that confusion that still was in me. And it hasn't been till really recently that I've really started to bring it back to just the basic concepts of spirituality, with like being present and just being aware of how you're feeling, and listening to your intuition. Like in your session, your higher self usually almost always tells you need to listen, or like you haven't been listening to the messages, and like really take that advice into your life, because it's so expansive when you bring your intuition and that feeling and that knowing and that heart knowing. When you bring that into your life, it's like you start to experience life in a whole other way, where you don't even need anything else. And that's kind of been my focus for helping people, like online, and kind of growing into teaching kind of and helping others, is like I have this I have these QHHT sessions that I offer for people, and I absolutely love doing this. But I also love just sharing just those deeper things, like the deeper concepts that people really struggle with. I love to get into that stuff. That really drives me, and just so I've been kind of stepping into that a little more. But yeah, it's there's a lot to say, but I kind of
I think it's really important for people to see you, because I think you are an embodiment of just someone who's doing their part, someone who is learning along the way and going for it. Mm-hmm. And for me, my spiritual bypassing was a byproduct of fear. Mm-hmm. And that's not Asia. Like you're going for it. Mm-hmm. You are not straying away from these things. And I admire that so much. And I hope you give yourself enough credit for that. Mm-hmm. I truly do, because you're doing it. Like I can't be more firm about that one. Like you're doing it, you're going for it. And I think it's amazing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Well, thank you for that. Yeah, that's definitely, that's kind of been a good and a bad thing for me, is I've had this that expectation of, okay, I need to be super aligned all the time and just be like great. And that expectation's really, like, it's motivated me sometimes to do certain things that I would be afraid to do, because it's like, yeah, I'm going to challenge myself and try to do this, but that's also been very detrimental to my own self-image, because when you don't live up to an image of yourself that you're this perfect spiritual being, or whatever self-image your mind has created for yourself, it really puts you down, and it can make you like unmotivated. It can make you just not want to do anything. And I'm sure some of you have had this experience or whatever, but just finding that balance and accepting where you are. Like, you're doing everything that you need to be doing. You don't need to like go over the top and go out there and get all these things. And that's been a reoccurring theme in my life, is like being so young. I'm like, I gotta be there now. I gotta live my life now. Like, everything into this young age. And it's like, no, you have so many years in front of you. Let's live the life and go along with it. So yeah, there's so many different, like, all of us have these different experiences, of course. And I'm sure if you're a little younger, you may resonate with this or not. I most of my clients recently have been on the younger side, kind of in their 20s sort of thing, which has been really nice, because it's been kind of like the same idea of helping them find where they fit and where they're supposed to be going and what's next for them. And I love helping people with that, because I know that feeling. I've felt that feeling. So yeah.
And I want you to take a second and check out one of the comments right now.
Yeah. Melania. Yeah, Melania. We had a little chat before. She's a really amazing person.
So for everyone watching, the comment is, I love Asia's incorporation of music into sharing those important concepts. I think it's great what you're doing.
Yeah, I like to write little jingles, little songs every now and then, just explaining, concepts that people are learning on their spiritual path. A lot of the teachers I find sometimes can be so serious, and it can be like, okay, you're sitting down in a class and you're learning these subjects. And so I kind of wanted to bring that just joyous life back into these teachings. And I found that music was a really fun way to do that. It's fun for me and it's fun to share. So if you want to check out my page, you can find a few songs there. I'm working on a few others right now behind the scenes, so you can expect to see those soon. But yeah.
So what's next for Asia?
Yeah. Well, I'm kind of just in a place where I'm just living life in a way that I love to live life. And for me, that's been helping people. That, like I said, that's been a recurring theme. So expanding the QHHT, and I'm working on getting an online platform to share past life regression with too, so I can help and reach even more people in that way. So if this does resonate with you, stay tuned for that. That'll be released soon. But yeah, just kind of helping more people, and also just living life how I want to live it. I think all of us are kind of, when you're on your spiritual path, you feel you have to, or you usually come from a place where it's like you have to live a certain way. And on your spiritual journey and going down this path, it's like learning you don't have to live a certain way. You got to live how you want to live, and whatever comes into your life path, into your experience from that's awesome. If it's a past life session, that's awesome. If that's just finding a really awesome teacher, or rediscovering you just love this skill, whatever, I'm happy to share this, and thanks everyone for tuning in at this point. And thank you, Daniel, for being a wonderful host.
You're welcome. Just thank you so much for coming on. Where can everyone find you?
Yeah, so I'm on pretty much every social media. You can find me at Asia's QHHT. So Instagram, it's asias.qhht. Facebook, it's Asia Johnston. And if you want to know more about booking a session with me, if you're in the Edmonton area or you know someone there that might be wanting to have a session, you can visit my website, asiasqhht.ca.
Wait, do you do BQH as well?
Not right now, but I'm looking into some of these methods, so quite possibly I will be.
So soon you'll be doing virtual sessions then for people.
I'm looking to do some virtual sessions here. Mm-hmm.
Okay, so yeah, for anyone watching this months down the road right now, just check out Asia's website. Like if you're not in Edmonton, check it out, because maybe she'll be doing virtual sessions at the time. And again, if Asia resonates with you, go for it with her. Like, go for it. Like, I can't stress that enough. I mean, come on, you've heard it for the last hour. Like, is this not someone that you just want to spend the afternoon with? Like, it's just all this sage age-old wisdom that she brings. Like, come on.
Thanks, Danielle. And
thank
you for that comment there as well. She just said, so you don't want to deal with us old farts? JK. Yeah, that's, I know I said I work with mostly younger people, but that's not a limiter. I work with anybody and everybody who resonates. My doors are open. So if you are older, that's totally fine. Like me, Daniel, have been talking about this whole time. Age is just a number. So if you resonate, that's the key thing we want to point out. If it resonates with you, then go for it. So.
Well, thank you so much for coming on. And yeah, when you're doing online sessions, let me know.
Mm-hmm, for sure. Thanks for having me, Daniel.
I think I want to get on there on the ground floor with you for the online one. So.
Yeah.
Yeah, just thank you again so much for being here. And I know I sound like a broken record right now for everyone. I've been super tongue-tied today. Mercury retrograde was over weeks ago.
It happens, it just happens sometimes.
Just go for it. I can't stress that enough to everyone. If you're 18, 19, 20, if you're 47, you think you're too young for it, go for it. The world needs more practitioners. Mm-hmm. Go for it. And that's not just in past life regression. That's as a life coach. If you're a 22-year-old life coach, trust me, you can do it. I've learned a lot from 22-year-olds. Go for it. And also, if you're 22, there's always going to be people who are younger than you. But still, you can help people who are older than you.
Yeah.
Just someone who's 70 could have nothing to offer someone who's 30. But someone who's 22 could have the world to offer to that 70-year-old. Mm-hmm. Or someone who's 18 could have everything to offer to a 75-year-old. Go for it. Age is not a restriction on your ability to help the world. And Asia is proof of that. And yeah, that's why I wanted to have her on today, because I think you're doing an amazing job. And I commend you so much for it. And I hope that everyone else in your age range follows your lead, because we need you.
Mm-hmm.
So it's time for the sign off. And at the end, let's hold for the thumbnail. So okay. Can everyone reach out to Asia? She's awesome.
Yeah. Thanks everyone for tuning in. I appreciate your presence, and check me out if I resonate. If I don't, that's okay. Thanks for tuning in anyways. And have a wonderful day. And
it is my belief that I was killed in the past life for speaking out for things such as astrology, the earth being round, women having the right to choose, women just being equal, that sort of thing. So, hey there, people who did that to me back then. How do you like me now? Fun, isn't it? Yeah. Cool. So thank you everyone for being here for episode number 19 of Past Life Talk. I'm taking next week off, but then I will be back on, I believe it's July 20th, with a karmic astrologer, Courtney from Willow's Bloom. And also, I just noticed that this spiritual fix just joined. So I'm going to be doing a live also with the ladies of this spiritual fix on, we'll say it's Friday the 23rd. I think that is. So yeah, I'm going to have a couple coming up the week of the 19th. And yeah, it's going to be fun. So just thank you so much. Oh, and Asia, when you start your own show, you're going to have me on as a guest, right?
Oh, absolutely, Daniel. Absolutely.
Awesome.
Fellow time travelers, your journey through time awaits you. Just want to thank you guys so much for listening to today's episode. And if you're interested in discovering who, when, and where you have been throughout time, and you'd like to book a session with me, just go ahead and send me a message on Instagram at The Past Life Regressionist, or you can reach me through my website, yourpastliferegressionist.com.